How do you feel having had a few minutes to take a look at some of these numbers?
Yeah, it's still our top pick. Investors may have expected 39 to 40% growth in Azure. They got 38%. That's probably the only place where I see people picking on it. But realistically speaking, let's not forget, Microsoft doesn't put Outlook in its press release. So we're going to have to wait to see what the outlook is for Azure. And then most importantly, let's not forget, a Google Cloud that reports next week is not going to grow 38%. It's more likely to grow in the low 30s. Amazon Web Services reports next week. They're more likely to grow in the low 20s. Azure is still winning. It just didn't quite meet those very, very high expectations.
Well, it's an interesting point when you think about how these different names are being treated in the stock market. Microsoft, one of the top or bottom two worst performing names in the Magnificent Seven over the past 3 months. And then you make the point in your notes that Alphabet is trading towards the high end of its historic multiple range. So, I mean, how do you explain that when you take a look at, again, just the treatment of these two different cloud businesses?
Yeah, a lot of it's narrative driven. Google is now not just considered a winner in AI, it's considered the winner in AI. We'll see what they say next week. But again, realistically speaking, Google Cloud growing slower than Azure. Google Ads growing slower than Meta. So the fact that Google is trading at a premium to Microsoft and Meta really is a matter of momentum from last year, from Google coming from being considered a loser just a few months ago, was trading at 18 times earnings, to being considered the winner, trading at closer to 30 times earnings on next year. So it's swung pretty widely. We expect Microsoft to outperform significantly this year as it gets credit for this Azure growth. Part of what's plagued Microsoft are a couple of things. One is this anti-software narrative, this narrative that AI will replace all of software. Microsoft, having such a big software business, would be part of that. We don't agree with that, obviously. We think AI will get integrated into all of Microsoft products and make them better. Yeah. And the second one is the OpenAI concern, right? Is OpenAI going to be able to raise capital? If it isn't able to raise capital, can it continue to grow as a big engine for Microsoft? That's very important. So as we look at OpenAI's fundraising, if they can raise 50 billion or more, which is being reported, Microsoft will be fine because ChatGPT will continue to drive growth. And again, they're growing faster than Google and Amazon.